And welcome to Everyday Hip Hop. She's not Ricky.
I don't care about a mixtape. You know how many people just drop mixtapes?
To that. Oh, they thought I was soft? Slap somebody. Come watch Bad Boys. Oh, I slapped somebody. Let me redeem myself. Book. Look, there's going to be a book coming soon if it hasn't already came. It's the redemption tour, Kevin.
Yeah, he did.
Welcome to Everyday Hip Hop. Man, I got a nap before I came up in here, so I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm rejuvenated. We had a rap beef. My name is Cayman.
And I'm Xavier.
And we are here to discuss some actual rap things.
Some bars.
Is, some bars and everything. It is Everyday Hip Hop. I want to welcome you all to the Black Ambition Media YouTube channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe on the bottom for us. Again, go ahead and like and subscribe on the bottom for us. Hey, Don, are you subscribed to Black Ambition Media? Are you subscribed?
Stop I am now.
Okay, yeah, you better be. But are you locked in? Are you our friend? I'm turning your mic down.
Well, not if he's not subscribed.
Exactly.
Friendship unsubscribed.
Right. Then like this way. Xavier, how was your week? How you doing? We had a lot of rap this week. I think that what I showed you was 98 total songs in this beef.
So the one that you showed from Justin, It's All Happening, subscriber, great content, veteran in the music
journalist space.
Yes. So shout out to him, of course. And yes, he compiled a list of every artist that threw their hat in the ring since January.
93 tracks, 49 artists.
That is insane. So 49 artists, the average person probably knows 5 of those artists. So it's 44 artists that you're like, huh? When did they dropped that in January? So most of the records on that list, we did not hear. The average person did not hear. So there's another list that Elliot Wilson has been keeping up to date. So that's the list we're going to focus on today.
1,000%.
But I really do shout out to Justin for finding all those records and putting that all together.
Right.
Just so we can see.
Took a lot of work.
No, it took a lot of work. And now it's good to really visually see how absurd this battle got. 95 songs since January, 49 artists is absurd.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're going to have to start talking about like some rules and regulations for this. I didn't think we'd have to put no rules in place for a rap battle, but like we need to start putting like set teams. Like, all right, this is the main guy. You're allowed to bring 2 people with you. Who are the 2 people that you're going to have battling alongside you? You're going to battle this person, the underlings can battle this person, but this battle got out of hand.
This battle definitely did get out of hand. If you guys don't know what we're talking about Joey Bada versus the West Coast is what they're framing it. I don't know if we're going to say it's versus the West Coast. I mean, this was
Joey Bada versus 37 other people.
Joey Bada, it was a 20v1.
Hey, it really did up until
Reason. Up until
the Red Bull spiral, it really was a real life 20v1. And we did honestly, in my opinion, see a big shift in momentum from the Red Bull spiral. Up until the cipher, I honestly had the West Coast up. I had Reason and Ray Vaughn. I thought they did a really great job of kind of walking Joey down in a sense, and I don't think Joey really had the energy and the beat selection to compete with what I was seeing at that time. But the cipher and beyond, Joey was on another level.
Joey definitely was on another level. Before we even get into this, let's start from the beginning and let's just conclude this whole thing. Xavier, what did you think about this whole battle in its totality? Joey Bada, it really was Joey Bada versus Ray Vaughn and Daylyt. And it started to be, everybody else that jumped in after that. But like you said, Red Bull Freestyle came out. Ray Vaughn immediately responded after that. Joey Bada, and we started the back and forth. The floodgates opened after that. So what was your overall thoughts on this battle in totality?
I have mixed reviews. as we talked about a little bit like a month ago, this battle we took a couple weeks off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Ruler's Back came out in January,
right? So we took about 2 months off of this battle. Cypher really re-engaged us
1000%.
But originally, I was thinking that this was the battle that nobody asked for. Joey Badass versus what you could call the West Coast underlings. They're not our top rappers. They're not really our B tier rappers. These are really our up and coming guys and our behind the scenes lyricists.
Which they're really good. We don't want to misconstrue.
Of course, yeah. Ray Vaughn dropped an amazing
mixtape
this year. The Dollar Menu. Some about
a dollar menu.
I ain't trying to do you like
the
that.
good, the bad, and the dollar menu.
The good, the bad, and the dollar menu. Yeah,
I believe. Yes.
Great, phenomenal mixtape, and to know that there's more coming in store, especially now that I've seen him interact with this battle. I'm definitely looking forward to see what Ray Vaughn has to offer. But originally, I was thinking that this was the battle that nobody really asked for. I didn't expect too much from this, so in that sense, this battle did exceed my expectations. It did go in a direction as far as the music. Joey Badass did show up in a way that I wasn't expecting him originally to show up, because I'm just thinking off of what I was listening to at first. The songs that we were getting, the Ruler's Back, early records from Ray Vaughn and Daylyt. It just wasn't really. It really wasn't hitting like that for me. It wasn't anything that was worth the commotion.
And we didn't think Joey was going to respond either.
Right. And at first, I wasn't really thinking Joey was going to respond, because that's not who he wanted. Joey didn't enter this battle thinking, I'm going to battle Ray Vaughn and Daylyt. He wants Kenny. He's been trying to get at Kenny since Control. So basically 2011. So a long time been in wait for that interaction, and I don't think that this was enough for Joey Badass to get that interaction from Kendrick, because like we said, this was Joey Badass versus the 20v1, but the 20 niggas he battled were not even our B tier rappers.
So Kendrick Lamar
he didn't even battle the game.
Kendrick, yeah, you don't want
to. They pulled out the Red Rose right ceiling. They pulled out the game freestyle bar, but as far as like our more household names that would be on a similar level as a Joey Badass, Tyler didn't hop in anything. We didn't see
Vince Staples.
Vince Staples didn't hop in anything. So I don't think Kendrick is gonna see Joey Badass beating up Ray Vaughn and say, okay, now it's my turn to step up. I still think that there's a few more people in that ladder that Joey Badass is gonna have to knock off before he's able to get that battle. I saw that he was trying to initiate some stuff with Cole. That would be great, but Cole's not interacting.
Yeah,
we know that already.
I really enjoyed the battle, like you said, very unexpected. Nobody really asked for this battle, but it did come about. I'm glad and excited that rap was at the forefront of conversations on social media. Rap was at the forefront of just conversations in culture. When we're actually talking about people that have bars, we're actually talking about people that actually can rap and flow. And Joey Badass, who we've seen since 16, 17 years old, maybe 15 years old, and Ray Vaughn, somebody who, 32 years old, but
which was news to me.
Up and coming artist though. So we see people hungry to get to the next level and to get to the next step. Joey Badass, of course, like you said, is aiming high, but this battle to me showed, I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember my initial comments in the group chat when we were talking? It was me, you, and Fox. We were talking about this, and I said Joey easily should win this. Joey should. I think Joey is in enough shape.
Yeah, he
this
should.
This was like when we were talking about in January. I know the Ruler's Back wasn't really something that was like crazy, but just listening to Joey's last album, I believe it was 2000, I knew he could still rap at a high level. So I knew Joey, if he could show up, could beat a lot of different people. I mean, he has been relevant for a long, long time.
Right.
And I'm going to say this now. Ray Vaughn surprised me. Ray Vaughn showed me that he is ready and willing to usher in a new era of TDE alongside Doechii. Now TDE gets to reinvent themselves with the will. I mean, you still have SZA over there who's doing stadium tours, sold out stadium tours right now. So you still do have that. You have Ab and J Rock and Schoolboy and Isaiah, who are vets in this thing and kind of release when they want to release. But now TDE has two young prominent stars on the rap level, and Doechii, she's just an international superstar at this point. I think she'll be in movies like SZA was in movies. I think she can do whatever she wants to do.
Right.
In the space that she's in right now.
Do you still think she's a plant?
Go ahead and say that again.
Do you still think Doechii's a plant?
I never thought Doechii was a plant.
Which one of y'all said that? Do you still think Doechii's a plant?
But how he explained it, he didn't even think
Like when we were off screen, we were talking about conspiracy theories. I used the word plant very broadly. I just mean like Doechii was picked and put in position specifically because they knew that if we put the certain amount of marketing around her, she would pop. So I just mean marketing. I just mean
great marketing.
Great marketing.
I mean, would that be anything
intentionally?
Would that be
great
anything
marketing
specific when they want to prop up any artist though? Pop, country, rock. I mean, like that's what they would do when you're ready to promote the new and upcoming artists. Marketing, you put them out there.
Yeah, but the thing is, and I just think this is just a testament to TDE. The things that they have did with Doechii have all hit. Right. She's been in places where her name, what she's doing, and how she's performing has hit to a level where she's in different conversations now. That marketing and them putting her on the screen intentionally.
How do you mean? What conversation? I don't mean to digress.
No, I mean it's a good conversation because I think this is the new era of TDE, and I think that's important. Mm-hmm. TDE has been a staple of the West Coast for the last 15 years in hip hop. I mean, TDE to me is the reason why the West is probably running hip hop right now. New York, Atlanta, which they always have had a fight. Like Atlanta has a big argument more than anybody on who's really been running, music for the last 10 to 15 years. But when we're talking about lyricists and real lyrics and bars and, putting stuff on wax, I think that LA and the West Coast and TDE has been the foundation of what the West Coast is. Right. So now, even though that, Doechii's from Florida, I believe, I don't know, Ray Vaughn should be from the West Coast as well. It's just interesting to me, the maturation process that we see them starting with from day one to now. Doechii, like you said, I just think it's been great to just see her in different places. She's been trending everywhere, literally trending everywhere. Everywhere she's been, the Grammys, they're doing everything that they need to do in order to get what she's doing right.
Right. So in a sense, it could seem plant-esque.
It could seem
you
that.
see her everywhere. Right.
But I mean, that's what you would do. Like they did it for Britney Spears. Like she was
1000%
pop princess. Like that's what you do. I mean, unless that's just what you're talking about.
Yes, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking
talked about it too. And I don't think it. I think plant honestly just has an inherently negative connotation. Yeah. And I don't mean it in a negative, bad way.
You mean like she's like the it girl right now? Like,
I just mean it in a sense they purposely picked her and positioned her because they knew she would pop, and they know that she is going to be able to usher in that new era of TDE taking over for SZA and our aging artists in that group. They know that if we position Doechii a certain way, if we give her a certain amount of marketing, this is something that will hit with our demographic, and that was something that we can be able to use to transition newer artists into our label. So I don't mean it in like a negative way, like she's undeserving. We just grabbed her because we want to.
Super talented.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying
first and foremost super.
Right, super
insanely talented
and crazily
crazily.
She's crazy talented. We're not saying that like she's untalented. She was picked and she's just placed there to be like a figurehead and just kind of just talk. Like no, that's not Doechii by any means. Doechii gonna talk.
Right.
We know that. But I just think the direction that TDE is going with their newer artists, we see they signed a more I'm blanking on her name as well.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Alameda,
Shout
a
out
more
to her.
alternative artist. She does some R&B, she does some more pop rock. I listened to one of her debut projects that she released under TDE, I believe the end of last year, and I really did enjoy it. So I'm loving the direction that they're going. They seem like this is going to be the age following SZA, the age of women running the West. So definitely looking forward for that.
And I gotta tell you, like, going on to that point, Ray Vaughn did really surprise me in this battle. He was prepared. He did what he needed to do. Ray Vaughn, somebody who, a lot of people like his freestyles, and some of the things that he was doing before his album even came. I mean, it was perfect timing and a perfect storm that he got this moment with Joey Badass. Even though I feel like he did lose this battle per se, he still won in the court of public opinion because way more people know who Ray Vaughn is now. So I think that was a win for Ray Vaughn, and I think it was on the rap element side, definitely a win for Joey Badass. And I think before we even get into records and all that, I don't know if let me not say think. I want Kenny to respond.
You just want some more music.
I do. And I think that, with his contras now, I think he's teasing a snippet, or hopefully we finally get that Bodies song, little snippet or whatever. I think that something is coming in the near future from him, but I do want him to respond to this because he said, niggas don't like the West Coast. I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. Pick a nigga off one at a time with it. We can be on a 3-hour time difference. That's what he said on Euphoria. So was he just talking about Drake, where you get all the stars and all the attention and all the stuff, or was he talking about anybody who has something to say about the West Coast? I'm pushing the line with it.
Honestly, I think Kendrick is past that point in his career where he's finna push the line with any and everybody that has anything to say about the West Coast. I think that line was a little bit more reserved for the big three, maybe the big seven.
But Joey's not part of that.
Joey's not a part of that. Big Sean's not a part of that. As much as they want to be, as much as they've been trying to get that response, I really don't think they're just going to get that anytime soon. And like we talked about, I don't think this was a big enough battle for Joey to kind of like, I don't want to say earn, but kind of like earn a response from Kendrick. I don't really think this was great for hip hop. Of course, we love the competition. We love people just coming up and showing that, yes, we can have a competitive rap bars and keep it just rap and don't gotta go to nothing else. We can just keep it in the booth, keep it on wax. But I don't think this was like a battle that win, lose, or draw for Ray Vaughn was gonna elevate his career one way or the other.
You don't think this elevated his career?
In the sense of, I feel like this positioned him and gave him more eyes, but I don't think people are gonna look at this battle and now think of Ray Vaughn as another level of a lyricist.
Okay.
I think he was just able to showcase, yes, this is who I am, this is what I can provide. I'm ready to go now. I'm not an artist that still needs to do a lot of developing. I'm ready to go now. And he jumped in the battle with a lot of vigor, with a lot of emotion. He wasn't giving us light jabs. He was ready to go right then and there. And I love that emotion from him. That is something that I wish I was able to get from Daylyt. And to me, this battle from start to finish honestly just seems like whoever showed up first was going to win. I wasn't expecting, as much as we love Ray Vaughn, I wasn't expecting Ray Vaughn to be the decider in this battle. I was expecting this to be a Joey Badass versus Daylyt battle.
And I think so did, based on the Red Bull Spiral freestyle, I think Joey Badass thought, how many times did he do a little Daylyt flip on that? He thought that I'll pack Ray up real fast, and Daylyt is what I really, really need to put my attention and focus on.
And I can see he was thinking that plan, but what I was thinking was Ray Vaughn is hitting you a lot harder right now than Daylyt is. I don't think Daylyt ever showed up in the way that we were expecting him to. Was his pen there? Of course his pen was there. He was writing. But I saw a lot of discourse about Daylyt is a prime example of how battle rappers can rap hard and give you the bars, but when it comes to putting together like a cohesive, listenable song,
it's hard for them.
It's hard. Every track he gave us was over 5 minutes, and the replay value on 95% of them was not there. True. Production level was pretty bad on a lot of them, and it just felt like, yes, the bars were there, but that's all. It was just bars. It wasn't the most listenable track. And one of them, you're literally apologizing and clearing up some misinformation about your bridge bar. So that's automatic points off for me. So I just felt like if Daylyt was able to show up in the way that we expected, this battle would have went in a different direction. And I just feel like Joey Badass was able to get in his pocket a lot quicker and I'll be a lot more effective to claim this battle at the end. Because like I said, up until the Spiral, I had the West Coast up. I didn't really feel like Joey Bada did enough to kind of push himself over what Ray Vaughn and Reason provided. I still didn't at that time feel like Daylyt did enough either. But after the battle, Joey was cleaning up.
Right, so we got it here. Joey Badass Big Sean episode do the Red Bull Spiral Freestyle 513. Ray Vaughn releases Whole Era the next day 514. Joey Badass releases the finals 515 2025. Reason then responds to him on the next day 516 2025. And then we have the Monday where everybody just decided to drop. We got AZ Chike, we got Daylyt, we got CJ Fly, we got Kai Cash, we got Jay Wan, we got Joey Badass featuring Loaded Lux, and then we have Ray Vaughn, Golden Eye. What are your takeaways from that Monday where everybody decided to drop? I probably didn't say everybody, but I'm looking at Elliott Wilson's list, and these were the most prominent figures. Did anybody catch you by surprise that day? What were your biggest takeaways on that Monday where everybody just decided to drop?
So, yes, a lot of people just, at this point in the battle, a lot of people were just throwing their hats in the ring. Anybody that felt any level of disrespect, anybody that kind of got astray, they used this as an excuse to kind of throw their hat in the ring. There were a few people who caught me off guard, Jay Wan being one of them, just to get him out the way quick. Because he was one of the people that we were originally brainstorming and talking about.
Right, like New York got it.
Yeah, New York, who's going to come in and help Joey? Who's going to pop out and give Joey some support? Oh, Jay Wan would be a perfect time for Jay Wan.
It wasn't a perfect time for Jay Wan.
Retract. How you post a track and then niggas are on your ass on Twitter. And then you're like, okay, no. Post it. I'm gonna post this one. I didn't even listen to the second one. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I didn't.
After the first one, I couldn't even finish the first one. Not gonna lie to you again. I put the first one on. I was like, oh no. I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And it just was not doing literally nothing for me. I had to turn that off. I'm sorry, but Jay Wan honestly didn't have the worst song for me. The worst ones was, I believe Joey Badass called him Ass Cheeks.
And I like that Chike song. I don't know why y'all don't like it. What would you do that he released that day?
No. Oh my God. The West Coast was, I don't know what, between Hitta, AZ Shike, y'all was on social media way too much for the quality of music that y'all dropped. It was a little bit too much talking on social media for me. And then when it came time to actually drop those songs, a lot of the bars that hit were directly related to your performance on GNX. But that was the last time I saw anything of that
caliber.
That just, the West Coast didn't look the best outside of Ray Vaughn and Reason. When it started getting into Hitta and AZ Shike and a couple of these other rappers, it didn't really showcase us in the best light. But the same thing could be said for the East Coast as well. Once we get into Jay Wan, once we get into,
I really didn't like the CJ Fly.
Yeah, once we get into some of the CJ Fly, I liked his earlier record. It was like a HYRU.
I don't know. He has CJ Fly right here as Sten Gray.
Oh yeah, the HIYU freestyle that he dropped January 27th.
Okay,
I did actually like that, but outside of that, I didn't really like anything else from him. He got that bar from, or not a bar. He got a whole song from Curtis King. Curtis.
Oh yeah, a response.
Yeah, he got a whole response from Curtis. There's a lot to keep up with this battle. And it's like you couldn't turn your head for a second without there being a new song out there. And a lot of the music wasn't coming from the main three artists.
Right. This is the day that I feel like Joey won the battle.
Yes.
By far. But I do want to play one gentleman's song right now. His name is Kai Cash, because he took me, like, this was a response to Reason after Reason jumped in. And it did feel like Joey was getting jumped. Now a nigga from New York that's actually lyrical got on wax and actually says something. Like, he surprised me. I'm not familiar with this gentleman at all.
Nope.
And he made me a fan of him. He made me a fan. I'm telling
you. After this, I did some research.
Okay.
I had to look into him. I had to listen to a couple songs.
These niggas on the other side is talking real crazy, and I'm not one of those.
We love New York rap.
Never needed reasoning, just needed someone eager for it. Simple ray of joy gonna make it feel a bit appeasing. Mr. died and wound up pregnant, all that riding, you conceiving something less than anything that ever came up from the east. A lot of little niggas reaching. I'm guessing dreams deferred. You trying to swing for a big homie that ain't never seen you serve. Never made it to your games, ain't pick you up when you was down, ain't lift your head until you smile when niggas bullied you for hours. Niggas yawning, all that boring shit you spewing, it ain't sparring, this shit shadow boxing. Lot of second guess releases, lot of doubted options. You just the only nigga reppin' for your team, that's why they amped it. This shit sad to watch. It's only one nigga with Napoleon complex, with glory in arm's reach. He put a lot of years in and couldn't find a worthy battle. You gon' get harmed easy. Your freshman year helping you get closer to God. Heathen, it's time to put the game on. Stay warm. We could turn Ray Vaughn to Trayvon and go without conviction. Niggas never been committed. Touchdown and reach a claymore. And money
that
won't
nigga
make this
Zimmerman.
go away now. You mentioned in the city was debate, huh? You could've left outside of this debate, dog. They never seen it coming from this angle. It ain't safe to make disclaimers about my section without sanctioning. It's only gonna lead to more anguish from the Yankees.
Man, this nigga is talking, bro. This man is talking. And he has 4 minutes and 7 seconds of that. I'm not gonna put that full record, but
Right, because if you haven't already, you need to check out Nixon 6 by Kai Cash, especially that second half.
that second half is crazy.
The second half of this song is insane, and
Insane.
that second half is when I became a fan.
Mhm.
I said, this nigga got some more music.
Because this is where he's building up, and I'm like, okay, like he's rapping, like he's
Right.
building anticipation, and that second half. Let me give him a little bit of that
Right, get a
second
little
half.
bit more.
I give him a little bit of that
A
second half.
little bit of that
Like
second
I'm
half.
in this bitch.
A little bit of that second half.
A brand new team just starting the season, feeling like Brown in Cleveland. 556 make it hard to heal. I'm talking more odds than evens. A name worth knowing, the dog is here. I'm not just barking either. A nigga say NY down way bad just gave me more of a reason. And I do got love for the West, respect. I keep it a buck, I'm honest. Might go and get a hit from Jason Martin, a little assist from Problem. Might link with Soul, go bar for bar and soak up game. I'm on it. I push through in a red rose, white ceiling. I might go JC on him. How you get to the top then leave?
love that
You
bar.
should've fought more Bob than weave. You in a war zone, Robert Lee. Just stay clear of the bombs and beams. I got time today and tomorrow, even it ain't no problem for me. I was a fan of the battle until you involved the whole New York, indeed. Until the niggas back home, let's get it together. The bars is back, the waves, the trends is dead. We can't do drill forever. Radio need to show more respect. It's lyrical niggas that's better and don't.
I loved
down.
the approach that he took in this. Let's actually get back to the bars. Let's actually start supporting ourselves with music that will actually make headways as far as lyrical rap and what the East Coast and the foundation of what, you know, the mecca of rap was for so long. Kai Cash talked about that in this Nixon 6 record also while going back at Reason. So I love that part of the battle as well, and just him saying, like, because we were talking about it, what position is New York rap in right now? Like, if you don't have a Joey Badass, who are we looking to in New York to say, like, he's really lyrical and he can really get busy on record?
Right. That's why I'm glad that we did get to see whether or not they're on the same level as they were. But I'm glad that we were able to see some members of Pro Era really pop out. I'm glad that we were able to see some real lyricists actually come out from the East Coast and stand up and fight with Joey. Because at first it was looking kind of dim. I'm not going to lie. And honestly, he kind of did it by himself. He didn't need the help at the end. In the beginning, it was a little shaky. I was really like, okay, Joey's going to need this help. But like we mentioned, post the Cypher, Joey was cleaning up these niggas on his own. And the rest of these East Coast guys really just came in to kind of put the last little sprinkle on this W. But with that being said, I think one of the most underrated songs is this Kai Cash. I think this is one of the most listenable records, replay value through the roofs. So I think who's gonna get like the most out of this? I think it might be Kai Cash.
It might be Kai Cash.
Might be Kai Cash.
1000%. But this Monday, Xavier, is where Joey kind of started gaining separation. So you have the Kai Cash song, and let me pull up the timeline right here. So Kai Cash along with J1, like we were saying, CJ Fly, Daylyt did drop that day as well. I'm not mad at that song. Look, like listening back at it, but it just didn't hit like you were saying. We do know that Daylyt kind of underperformed in this overall battle, so that's something to look at. When Joey Badass dropped My Town featuring Loaded Lux, this is when I think that he just hit a whole nother level in this battle.
Niggas must forgot, man. Hey, yo, y'all niggas must
And it's not
forgot,
that this record is just so hard,
Y'all niggas done fucked up now, man.
but he started picking better beats
Stupid, are you
Thank
dumb?
you.
Y'all
and started
niggas
doing his
know
thing.
this was, man. Yeah. Nigga, fuck a 20v1, nigga. I'll take anybody. Take all y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas want. Look, your days is numbered like days of summer. Rain or shine, I'ma bring that thunder. You talking like I can't see light. Yeah, okay. The question is, it me v you or you v Ray? Either
One of the
way,
best
it's
bars to
that
come out this
passed
album.
out. Lights off when
That
I
was cold.
black out.
Cold.
Swerving in the lane with me, you better crash out. You niggas lightweight, I swear I ain't even maxed out. No matter what stage they put you on, you still assed out. The thirst for attention is sad. Nothing you could say could take away that such shit you said on Vlad. I would say I'ma get on your ass, but you might like that. Smoking all you niggas in the blunt. This the light pack. The irony for months. They told Joey to fight back. Now every punchline they need a crutch and an ice pack. You silly with the uppercuts, video proof. Fuck y'all niggas still tweeting for. Get in the booth. I'm really the truth. Y'all better off calling the truth. Better yet, get the general. I'm killing his troops. I put the last nigga in a body bag. Now I just spun back to get his dog tag. Thought I told y'all, niggas ain't fucking with me rhyme for rhyme. They ain't war ready, they more ready for Comic-Con. Who wanted with the rap phenomenon?
Joey was ready. Joey was ready.
I don't know what he did in those 2 months. I don't know what he did in
He got
those
ready.
2 months, but yeah, Joey got in that lab for them 2 months.
1000%.
Because I think Joey was recognizing himself that I don't think I'm winning right now, or if I am, it's a little bit more even than it should be for as long as I've been in the game.
There you go.
So I think he took those 2 months to really do some self-reflection and get that pin back to what did J. Cole said? Get that.
It's imperative. Get that. I don't know what he said to his apology letter to Drake, but tapping back into your magical pen
magical pin.
is what's imperative.
Magical pin. Because,
That's what he told Drake, and Joey Badass did that.
because honestly, it wouldn't without a doubt, it would not have did the same numbers. It would not have had the same amount of eyes on it. But for the culture, I feel like the Kendrick Lamar versus Joey Badass rap battle would have been 10 times better than Drake. Not only because it would have been pretty anticless free, no antics, just
Right.
straight
Just
bars.
straight bars.
But on top of that, I feel like it would have, in a way, excluded a lot of just casual fans
Right.
who aren't really invested in the real true essence of hip hop. They kind of just want like the pop song that sounds good, the beat is good, you're not saying too much, I can just play this background music, Drake-esque music that he kind of ushered in. And I feel like Drake did bring a lot of those people into the battle because that is a lot of his fan base. And I don't feel like Joey, as like a more East Coast lyricist, really is going to have a lot of those people as his fans. Kendrick is a big artist, so he is going to have some people like that in his core. But I think as like just an overall battle, it would have just been a pure rap battle. That would have just been great for hip hop.
That's why that's why I started this when we were talking about the Kendrick concept in here. I just want him to respond just based off the fact of hip hop. Like you got the pop star, and I understand, and I don't think that Joey just rapped enough. I mean, these are great raps. I just don't think he rapped enough to quite take that level and to quite get him.
I mean, he rapped better than Drake.
1000%.
He rapped
1000%.
way better than Drake did in the battle.
But I don't think any of these records equate to what I heard from Euphoria last year. 6 minutes and 24 seconds of straight bars, every single thing about Drake. Now, there's pent-up aggression in 10 years of a feud with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Do you have the same ammunition and fire when it comes to Joey Badass? Now, we all we have is skill to go off then. We're talking about two guys that have, respect for each other. Absol, Joey Badass very, very close to each other, so there's respect amongst camps.
Right.
Do you have the same fuel and ammunition? And this is why I want to see Kendrick Lamar, just as a rap fan, actually battle a rapper and not the pop star. So that's interesting to me.
Right. And honestly, I think this begs the question because I feel like we said, it was great to see this level of competition. I don't know the last time we can say there was a battle with over 49 people competing, East Coast versus West Coast, 49 rappers competing at a decently high level.
Right.
I don't know if we can ever say that's occurred in hip hop.
These were some great beats.
But like
too.
we said, 49 people, that is 95 records since January. 4 months. Would it be better at this point? Because honestly, if you're looking back at the battle, this isn't Kendrick versus Drake in the sense that these jabs, these shots that they're throwing at each other aren't life-changing in a sense. It's not the craziest shit in the world. And for the most part, they kind of repeated the same talking points throughout each record.
Yeah,
it's just kind of like, who are you? You're not on my level.
Right.
I'ma son you. Oh, you ain't got no hit records. Pro era, you ain't even been a pro in your era. You get washed, blah, blah, blah. You asking for Kendrick to come battle you. You asking for Drake, blah, blah, blah. Oh, y'all niggas riding on Kendrick's dick. And it's just, they just kept saying the same thing over and over again. So honestly, to this battle to me was just, who is a better rapper? Who is going to make the best rap track? So if that's what the direction that this battle went in the first place, I don't think we needed 95 tracks. You know what I think would have been great? Back in my day, you would get your squad, I get my squad, and we're going to hop on the same beat and see who fucks this shit up better. You don't even know. There's so many black hippie freestyles where there's just freestyles in general. Just I think it would have just been better. They could have even did like a Black Friday mix. Get on each other's beats and just see who does it better. I think at this point, I would honestly like more remixes than rap battles. Especially if, because I think like we said, Daylyt and Joey were terrible with their production and beat selection early on in the battle. Joey cleaned that up a little bit. If they all had the same beat, it might look a little bit differently. So I think, like, I like the competitive aspect of, like, okay, I'm going to add some visuals to this. I'm going to try to really take this up to that extra notch. But I really do just like the basics of, we're just off going to hop on this fire beat, and we're just going to try to kill it. And see who just killed it the best.
Yeah. And then, like, going into this beef.
Don't be a murderer. Oh, my God. That was that nigga. Call Peter.
Going into the beef, I think this is where Joey won and Ray Vaughn made a mistake. The Golden Eye record, where Ray Vaughn just kind of stayed on the Diddy element about it.
Yeah, I was over that.
I was just over it. I mean, I liked the beat. I just think Ray Vaughn, like you were saying, they had to repeat talking points. They really didn't have much on each other. I just think that's where Joey kind of gained his win in another sense.
Yeah, it was too many, and not just coming from Ray Vaughn too, like Daylyt as well. It was way too many Diddy bars, but a few that did stand out to me. I did like the y'all got the matching haircuts, and then people started showing a picture of Diddy and Joey Bada when they had the same part in their haircut. And I did like the Daylyt bar when he was like, your favorite Pokemon was Jigglypuff. I thought that shit was hilarious. Your favorite Pokemon is Jigglypuff. I was like, he's wildin'. He lost the sauce.
Crash Dummy came out the next day, and I don't think
it's fire.
It's fire. It's fire.
What you about to say? You didn't like Crash Dummy?
It's fire, but like he's not really like going crazy on this.
No, he's not going.
He's not going crazy on this.
I don't think Joey Badass went
crazy
on anything.
That's my only thing about this whole battle.
Nobody went besides Kai Cash and Reason. I think Reason went a little.
I think Ray Vaughn went crazy on the first record, but that was pre-recorded to me.
A lot of this battle was pre-recorded. That cipher is the hardest thing that Joey contributed to this, and that was the most pre-recorded thing.
Right.
They set him up to win.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And anything past 24 hours is a shot clock violation. What's the current situation? Niggas just click bait.
Okay, it's hard. It's
Unpredictable,
hard.
this the angle
It's
I was
hard, but it's like,
anticipating.
yeah.
Thank you for making it clear to me that die scared, but chill. I was at the party, but I also seen top gear. In fact, we were talking about the same very plot here. Y'all niggas going outside, cause I'm the one on top tier. He said,
Hey Joey, I got this artist named Ray Vaughn, and I'd appreciate if you would really help me put him on.
I said, okay, top, but you know it's gonna cost you. You know I really want the one who elevated your wall star. I'm on these niggas head top, rise to the top like dreadlocks. Joey got the whole rap game in the headlock. I'm letting off headshots. I seen this whole shit from afar, the way I ran that. Niggas can't walk in these shoes, dog, they dead stock. Lately been enjoying the perks, but I don't mid pop. I pop out and show niggas how they hold niggas simultaneously, aiming at least 4 niggas. How many more niggas is it really?
And I think this is where Joey won. Xavier, the beats he started like
Yes,
he
he
just
picked it
started.
up.
He picked it up.
He picked it up.
At the end of the day, he picked it up. Joey did what he needed to do. I want to congratulate Joey Badass, not only for having Soraya, I believe that's her name, your wife, as your girlfriend. You know, the girl on Empire that was dating Hakeem at the time. Beautiful, beautiful lady. I want to congratulate you on that. I want to congratulate you on your newborn that you're about to have, and I want to congratulate you on going to the studio and delivering for the East Coast, because we were wondering what's going to happen to the East Coast if Joey Badass gets packed up right now. What can we say about New York rap? We brought this up. The Knicks are down 0-2 to the Pacers.
Shoot. Well, I mean, we said they can't do two things at once.
You can't do two things at once. Either you're going to be good at rap or good at ball.
Looks like y'all chose rap.
Y'all chose rap.
Y'all
Joey
chose rap
won.
this year. Sorry, Jalen.
Hey, I'm, as a West Coast guy, I'm giving you guys credit. Joey Badass did exactly what he needed to do in this battle. And congratulations to Joey Badass.
Yeah, congratulations to Joey. You survived the 20v1. Not only did you survive, you thrived and really starting to regain that traction in the East Coast. Like, honestly, the East Coast has been run by Ice Spice and Tekashi 6ix9ine for like the last 6 years. Post Pop Smoke, I feel like that was the
Rest in
last
peace.
real
Yeah.
real hope for the East Coast.
He was a star.
Real star in the making. And after that, you know, drill kind of fell off a little bit, and we saw a lot of artists kind of from that side really just kind of stealing the whole Pop Smoke's flow and tonality. And then we really just see 6ix9ine and Ice Spice really take off, and you really do start to wonder, where'd all the lyricists go? Yeah, Griselda really did hold it down for a long time. Griselda, Mac Homie, they was really holding it down for the East Coast lyricism, but on the bigger scale, it just wasn't that.
Right.
So hopefully, I feel like, if anything, this battle really did show to me, and I feel like to a lot of other rap lovers, that there is still people out there dedicated to the craft for real. You just got to find them.
1,000%. Xavier, what's your top 5 songs of this battle? There was a lot of records, like you said.
95.
But I think that, what are your 5 favorite records? And it's hard to pick, I think. There
Right.
was a lot of good quality music and songs that came out of this battle. So what is your top 5?
Top 5, and like you said, there's 49 artists, 95 songs. So my list, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more to like the main artist.
Right.
But my top 5, starting with Wars and Rumors of Wars by Mick Jenkins. I feel like that's a record during this battle that doesn't get enough recognition. Mick Jenkins is one of the best lyricists that we have in the game, and he really did kind of show his ass on that one. So big shout out to Mick Jenkins for that one. And he's also been very vocal during the Kendrick Drake battle on Twitter, during the Joey Badass, Ray Vaughn, Daylyt, and everybody else in their mama battle. He's been very vocal on Twitter. So shout out Mick. But I'll go with Joey Badass, The Finals, Reason, The Dead Apple.
Joey Badass, The Finals as number 1?
As my 2. It's not in order. It's not in order.
Oh, it's not in order.
That's not it. Yeah, not in any
Okay,
particular
okay.
order. Reason, The Dead Apple. I feel like Reason honestly had one of the hardest records throughout this entire battle, and I just love the fact that he took such a bar that really wasn't that much and kind of just put
Made
10
it,
on
yeah.
Yeah, he's like, don't mention me at all unless you're really about it. And he gave us one of the best songs out this battle that I really did start to really turn up the fire of what we were going to expect in this battle. So shout out Reason for that, for real. One of the best. I'm not even good.
Best
shout
Reason
out,
songs ever.
yes, one of the best tracks I've heard from Reason in a very long time.
very long time.
I think this is the reason that we've known that we could get, and we've just been waiting to get that from him. So I'm glad that we're starting to see that. Kai Cash, Nixon 6, to me is my personal favorite record from this entire battle. I feel like he's gonna get the most recognition off of this battle. I feel like a lot of people who haven't are not as familiar with him are gonna do a little bit more research. He did drop another song right after Nixon 6, and it was just as fire. So shout out to Kai Cash. Definitely want to check a little bit more of that out. And my number 5, I'm going with Joey Badass featuring Loaded Lux, My Town.
Okay.
And my 3 honorable mentions, I'll go Joey Badass, Big Sean, Absol, The Red Bull Spiral, Daylyt, Word to Ya Mama, and Nick Caution, Die Another Day.
All right. I'm gonna go Joey Badass, Big Sean, Absol, Red Bull Freestyle. Just the thing that incited kind of this whole thing. I'll go.
That's your
that
number one?
Yeah, I'll go that number 1. I'll go Ray Vaughn Whole Era. I really enjoyed that record. I think that record was pre-recorded. I think that the Red Bull Spiral Freestyle, which was recorded 2 months prior to when it was actually released.
Hey, your top 2 pre-recorded?
Good quality music always wins to me.
Facts.
Good quality music. I need something on wax that is good quality. So those 2 to me, which probably were the most, what's the word that I want to use? Probably the most polished out of the 2. Definitely, I would say would be my top 2 records. After that, I would have to go Reason. Like you said, The Dead Apple. I really enjoyed Reason rapping on that. After that, I'm gonna go Joey Badass on Crash Dummy.
Okay. You were just talking mess.
I was talking mess that he didn't rap on that, but that beat was hard.
Oh, this nigga.
Production in a battle, means a lot.
It does, especially in a battle that's kind of on the fly.
1000%.
Production's gonna take that edge.
And then, like you said, Nixon 6, Kai Cash,
fire.
That Joey record, Crash Dummy, and Kai Cash's are neck and neck to me. I would probably even put Kai Cash, like you said, probably my favorite of all, just to hear Kai Cash and what he did on that. But that's my top 5 definitely, and he deservedly so deserves to be in that top 5 as far as records that was released in this whole battle. I want to shout out to all the rappers that did participate in there. Right. Some of y'all might need to get y'all bars up. Other ones, you guys did perform. I just think this was a good sparring match for rap, and I hope more of this can happen. Like you said, I hope more remixes can happen. Just things about rap and actual lyrics and bars. I just hope we see more of that in the future from this battle.
Right. There's a lot of beat flips that we saw throughout this battle.
Yeah.
But let me just get some remixes. Let's just do some classics. Like, what is one of the best songs to come out this year, last year? Nobody wanted to remix none of Glorilla's songs last year.
Ooh, that would have been fire.
I think that's just a lost art. I'm glad that we're really starting to get
the baby's the only one that does it.
Past we. Hey,
he literally is the only one that does it.
Yeah. I mean, because, I'm thinking, like, when did that stop? When did people just stop making, like, remixes?
I don't know, man.
It's got to be something with some money.
I don't know. Shout out to all the rappers that did perform. Joey Badass, Ray Vaughn, Daylyt, everybody that did participate. CJ Fly,
Mick Jenkins, Curtis King.
Right. Rap is in a great place, and we love to see it. Joey Badass versus the West Coast. You know, not everybody in the West Coast, but some of the rappers in the West Coast. We want to shout out to Joey Badass on that tip.